to us on the west side of the state at SNX. Appreciate you guys listening, but give me an opportunity just to promote something that's happening here on our home radio station, our flagship station.
And you'll understand why in just a second.
We have something very big that is happening here on the radio station that is starting tonight. We have a brand new night guy that is going to be starting on the airwaves of this radio station in Detroit, and you can listen to him if you're not in Detroit on the iHeartRadio app. We ask you to listen to him for one big reason. This night guy is someone who is near and dear to my heart, as well as to a lot of the hearts of the people on the show and the people who work here at this radio station. Starting tonight at 7 o'clock, taking the airwaves of this radio station. Oh, God, why am I doing it?
I don't know. Well, it's big.
My son, Joe, is the new night guy on this radio station on Channel 955.
I'm about to cry. Oh, my God.
Are you going by Joe on the air? Okay.
Yeah. Joe has been working now for the last little over a year on our radio station, but also on 103.5 KISS FM in Chicago. Probably about, I don't even know how long it was, 2-3 weeks ago. I got a phone call from Tony Travato, who is our operations manager, and he runs actually the entire region for iHeart. And he said, I'm going to do something, and I want you to know you have nothing to do with it. And I said, what is that? And he said, I want to hire your son full-time on Channel 955 in Detroit to be the night guy. And I said, oh, okay, really? And I said, are you sure you want to do that? Because I didn't want to ever, be somebody that was, trying to have my son, work because of me. And he goes, no, this has nothing to do with you. He has earned it, and he is the best candidate for the job, and this is who I want to hire. And prior to this, Joe had been working on the air on our sister station in Chicago, but he had been getting job offers from radio companies like CBS and Entercom. And,
all across the country.
And Cumulus, yeah. And I thought, wow, that would be kind of weird, Joe, to go work for one of our competitors. But as long as he's not working across the street in a radio station here in town, I'd be fine with it. You know what I mean? I wherever his paycheck goes to. Tony said, no, I want to hire him. And I said, Tony, it's up to you. But, I don't know if I would recommend this for Joe because I don't want people to look at him in the way of saying, hey, you got this job because of your dad. He goes, people aren't going to look that way. And if they do, screw them. He said, this is who I want to hire. Joe Carballo. I can't believe I just said your name.
Yeah, Mom is not going to be happy.
Yeah, she's not going to be happy with that one. That's okay. People know what
we'll
mine
drop that.
is.
Bleep that out.
Joe is the new night guy. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
I'm excited. This is a station I grew up listening to, and I wasn't allowed to listen to the night show. It was always like...
That's so funny to me because you and I were talking about this yesterday, and you were like, my mom and my dad never let me listen to the night show when I was younger because it was so dirty.
Yeah.
And now I'm the one that's going to be...
I know. I'm
not
so
saying
excited.
you're going to be dirty,
yes,
but...
like, I had people, Stick called me and was like, hey, if you ever need a number for strippers, which I don't have that number yet, Allie, if you're listening. But I do have that number now, and I'm excited, and it's going to be fun, and we're going to have a good time.
There's been a long history of great night guys that have worked at this radio station, from Tic Tac to Buckhead and Stick. You now are part of that list of guys that have had the unbelievable honor of working on a legendary radio station like this. I remember the first time I took you to the radio station with me. He would fight with me all the time on days off because he would say, Dad, can I come to work with you in the morning? And this is when Joe was 9 years old, 8 years old, 7 years old. And I would be like, no, Joe, I don't want you to come to work with me, because I knew if he came to work, it would be more of a hassle because he would be running around and
asking a million questions.
Or constantly asking for money for the vending machine because we had 25-cent Cokes at that time.
I wanted to come for the McDonald's breakfast.
And we had McDonald's next to the station. But then I realized when Joe would come to the station that he truly was interested in radio. Like he wanted to push the buttons, not because he was, a typical kid that just wanted to touch things, but he really was interested in what the button did. And then he would hear us talk on the radio, and he's like, man, I'd like to talk on the radio. And then, like how Luke is for a lot of our listeners now, Luke, my youngest, who's 11.
He's just a character.
He becomes a character, you know what I mean? Becomes part of the fabric of the show. And so I'm really, really proud. It's like some dads, make it so that their kids just take on the family business. I never wanted that with any of my kids because I didn't want them to ever have to do the struggles of working in radio. But Joe wanted it, and this was something that you wanted probably, I don't know, since day one.
Yeah. Well, I never expected I would be doing nights in Channel 955, but it's happening.
That's pretty cool.
Like tears. Now I'm gonna start crying like you.
So what are you doing at night? Tell me what you're gonna do. I hope you got something planned.
Yeah, no, we've got a lot of stuff planned. Some stuff that we have to get cleared by legal because it's I don't know. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So make sure you guys are listening and call in. It's not just my show; it's Detroit's night show. So
you're gonna be like out everywhere too at all, the concerts with us and all that good stuff, so people can meet you if they haven't already.
Yeah, Joe's been on
for the weekend tonight. I don't know if I was allowed to say that, but we're doing that. Like, it's gonna be a good time. Yeah.
Joe's been on the air here at the station doing some overnight, late night shifts and weekend shifts as Cougar Bait.
Yeah.
But he's not going by Cougar Bait anymore. He's losing that. I think the two people who hated Cougar Bait the most were probably Chelsea, my wife, is Joe's mom, and Tony Travato hated it just as much too. I don't think he was as big a fan. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I remember, by the way, when Stick took over the night show. I remember when Buck and Tic Tac took over the night show, and I remember them coming on the air with us on this point here. And I remember thinking to myself, oh man, I hope these guys do well. It'd be great for the radio station if they do well. But I've never had the feeling that I have right now of pride of what you're going to be, doing when you come into the radio station later tonight.
Thank you. Well, please hope that I do well too. I'd like to do well as well. Yeah.
I love it. Nice. I love Texter 313. It says nepotism at its best.
You better believe it. Thanks for the job, Dad. I appreciate it.
Let me play something for you that was one of the first times Joey ever came to the radio station, and I made him get in front of the microphone to say this.
Hi, this is Joey, and you're listening to My Dad Mojo.
It's Mojo in the morning.
Please don't turn off the station because I need to eat tonight.
Channel 955.
I love it.
How crazy is that?
That's what I turned in for my demo. That's what got me the job.
By the way, your voice has gotten just a little deeper.
A little bit.
Then, so good luck to you, son. I love you.
Thank you. Wait, hold on. One shameless plug.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow me, Instagram and Twitter. Just Joe on air. JUSTJOE on air. Thank you.
Wait, so Mojo and then Just Joe.
Yeah, just Joe. Just Joe.
I like that.
That's kind of cool.
All right, sweet. Thank you. Appreciate it. Love you, Dad.
Do you want to do mornings ever someday?
Yeah, on Channel 955. Come and take your job.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I would never do that.
Okay. All right.
Maybe.
We'll be back with more Mojo in the morning. Give us a second. I'm going to give my son a hug, and then when we come back here, we'll give away some more tickets.
Don't miss this in Shannon's Dirty on the 30.
The latest details in the Ariana Grande concert bomb.